Hello, Yasmine. It's great to be with
You are so cute.
you.
Hi there. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Hey, what is happening in California relative to property insurance and the cost of insurance? Because here in Utah, it's becoming a bigger and bigger deal as far as the cost going up. The cost has increased significantly over the last couple of years. What is happening there in California?
Well, I kind of would like to hear more of what you're encountering right now because, like you said, it's been a couple of years and we work a lot behind the scenes now. Like when I take a listing, I check insurance. When I work with buyers, before I ever submit an offer, I check what the insurance is. I don't get really into the drama of insurance prices. We calculate it in as part of the offer package. And, so it's kind of like, okay, insurance is this high. And sometimes you can make it a negotiation even with sellers. But then there are the things as well where you are like in certain areas of Danville, East Bay of San Francisco, Danville, Alamo. There are certain areas where um, you won't get insurance until the fire marshal comes out and they check the roof. And some homeowners have to change the roof before they can go on the market or completely. I mean, they have to take care of the property if they only had taken care of it while they lived there, so it wouldn't be that expensive, for selling. But um, yeah, they have to really make sure that every aspect of insurability is covered before they can go ahead and list it or sell it. So I think the bigger issue here is not price, but conditions.
Right, right. And I'm with you. And really, based on the things that you're saying, I'm a little, I think it's much more difficult there in California. Here, I'm complaining about it here. It's not a matter of getting insurance. We don't have a problem with that here. As far as getting insurance, we will be able to get it insured. That's not going to be a showstopper. But it's just the cost of insurance just keeps elevating, keeps going up, and that just wasn't normal. 5 years
Correct. Yeah.
wasn't
That's
normal.
true. I mean, there is no, you can't say, oh, let's calculate insurance and it's going to be this much. It depends, your farmer's insurance. I think farmers is actually coming back, but for a while, farmers wasn't here. So, oh, you have farmers? Well, that ends. So let's go and search. And then you go to your broker and see what the options are. And, there are all kinds of bamboo, I think is one of them. Bamboo actually has been really, really successful. They have reasonable rates or had reasonable rates, but now other companies are coming back and it's become better and easier. So I don't know. I
Wow.
think cost of insurance is not necessarily anything that is holding them back. It's more like being able to get insurance.
Right, right. That'd be really very challenging not being able to get insurance, especially when it comes to the lender, of course, is not going to lend against a property that's not insured.
Yeah, and there are some properties here. Actually, there's a retirement community, and I mean, this goes away from insurance in a sense of, I don't know if you guys have this, but we have a big thing with balconies in condos right now. So if you live in a condo and there are balconies attached, like third floor, second floor, above, not attached to the ground. Some insurance, well, the lender is not insuring those unless there's actually a new clearance that people will get on the balconies with the HOA. And so that we have a community that only cash buyers can go because the lender will not lend due to the balconies. So there's no insurance for the lender. So it's kind of like it could get very messy.
Yes, yes. The challenge that we're having here in Utah, though, is the increase between like since 2021, our insurance has increased like by about 60%, 60% increase
Oh.
in price of insurance.
Yeah, I think ours. might be the same. But again, it's like in our, maybe in different areas. I think, again, insurability is sometimes, yes, when all of a sudden, instead of whatever 10,000, it's 25,000 a year because of the high end properties. Yeah, of course, then it becomes an issue. But I feel it's just like with HOA fees, right? You are in a property. HOA fee used to be $400. Somebody messed up, maintenance issues. All of a sudden, to get back with a budget, it's 800 now. So people run away and they want to sell because they say, "Are you crazy? I'm not doing from 400 to $800 a month."
Right.
So they try and run away, and then they can't sell because who wants to have an $800 HOA fee? So it's kind of like, I feel, where there is a will, there is a way. And you can, maybe ask the seller. Oftentimes you're like, okay, we're just going to ask the seller for, so 4,000, that's 400 more. So about $5,000. And so we'll just say, seller to credit X amount toward HOA increase. I mean, you can come up with things and solutions. And of course, down the road, the $800 will be an issue again. But if the people are really just committed to being in that property and they just want to be there, and I think there are ways to, any issue can be worked out. And it's the same with insurance. Because insurances can go back to normal,
Right. Well,
right? So this is
especially,
not a long term.
yeah, especially the more there's an open market, open competition, it can adjust back. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, because here we just don't have the denials like we talked about. We just don't have the denials. I just looked up, just out of curiosity. I went and looked it up on the internet as far as denials, and it says that we don't, that in Utah you don't have denials, but in California as a whole, it's not your specific area necessarily, but California as a whole, you're looking at 37 to 50% of claims can initially be denied. That's huge.
And like I said, there are some pocket areas in the East Bay where it's really hard to get insurance.
Wow. Wow. Because wow, that's really going to impact your market as far as, like you're saying about selling and being able to,
Yeah, no, 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 it's not. So, like in this one gated area in neighborhood, right? One house can't get insurance unless they put a new roof on.
okay.
The neighbor next door, no problem. Then there's another neighbor who has whatever, an acre of land and hasn't done anything. He won't get insurance until his stuff is fixed. And the neighbor next door with a pool and everything nicely landscaped, no problem. It's not necessarily, it's a one by one situation oftentimes.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, awesome. It's always
Yeah,
to compare your situations there in California to Utah.
yeah,
And, and sometimes they're vastly different. Sometimes they're pretty much the same. But
yes.
always great to talk with you. You have an
Nice
incredible
talking.
week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, great. Bye.